So off in the distance there is Lucy Island. That's where we're headed today. And we didn't anchor there last night because of wind warning. And when we checked the lighthouse hourly update, it was blowing 30 knots there last night. So we're glad we stayed over here. Having fun?
Yes. It's awesome. We made it to Lucy Island. We had the head sail out for the short crossing over. And the wind was up a little bit. We had blue sky above us, and I think the winds are gonna pick up a little bit now, but Lucy Island is a very cool place. It's named after Lucy Moffat, and her dad was a Hudson Bay Company man. Port McNeil's been named after him, and her husband also worked for the Hudson Bay Company. Lucy Island is a conservancy created in 2008, but the Coast-Simpson have been using this area for a really long time, and there's been some archaeological digs, and they have found the remains of a woman they've dated back to 5,500 years ago, so over 5,000-year old remains on this island. The other really cool thing about Lucy is all of the birds. So rhinoceros aucolates come here. They're a seabird and they're a migratory bird, but they come here to breed. And Lucy Island isn't very big, but there are over 25,000 pairs of birds that breed on this island. So if you can imagine 50,000 birds that come here in June, that is pretty incredible. The other really cool thing about the birds is that they make their nests underground, and so they burrow up to 8 feet long. So you actually have to stay on the boardwalk here so you are not crushing their homes. It's January, so we haven't actually seen any birds. We heard eagles and saw a raven and saw the lighthouse, which was built here in 1906. It still operates as a lighthouse, but no one lives here anymore.
So where we are now is under the V-berth at the front of the boat, and you might remember I installed a through hull last summer, and that is for my speed and depth transducer. This part here that's actually in the through hull right now is a blank plug, because when you're sitting for a while you want to put a blank plug in so that the actual transducer doesn't get all fouled up with growth. So here's the actual transducer, and you can see it's got a little paddle wheel on it. That's how it records the speed, and this part is the depth transducer part. So because I've been sitting for a while, I pulled it out and put the blank plug in. But since we're going away, I need to put the depth and speed transducer back in. So this through hull has a little flap that's spring-loaded inside it, so when I undo this and pull the blank plug out, a flap will flip up and it stops the majority of the water coming through. I think that's about a 2-inch hole, so that's how you can do this while you're in the water. If you didn't have this type of through hull with the flap on it, you could still pull this out, cover it with your hand, or just pull it out, get the other one in really quick. It can be done fairly fast, as long as you're ready for it. So let's undo this. First you undo the threaded nut part, I guess you call it. Okay, that's loose. There is a direction on this through hull. You can see the arrow there, so you do have to put this in the right direction. And I'm just going to pull this out really quick and put the other one in. So there you can see that flap comes up. Not a lot of water. I took quite a bit of time even just to show you how much water was coming out. And just get that sort of positioned straight. Thread it on there. I just do it till it's snug, my hand. That's good. Don't want to do it too tight and break it. And then there's this little wire that I'll thread through here, and that's just to stop it from unraveling. So that's it. It's a fairly quick little switch, and here's the blank plug. You can see it's nothing. There's no electronics attached to it or anything. And I'll put this. I'll dry this area up. There's a little bit of water in here, and then everything's good to go for depth and speed. Well, my final test will be to check the display, make sure it's reading depth at least right now. I'm still at the dock. Looks like the depth sounder is working, and I'll try out the knot meter tomorrow when we're underway.